Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up every day feeling truly satisfied, knowing that your life has meaning and purpose, not because of some big achievement, but because you've learned how to find fulfillment in the everyday moments. You don't have to wait for the next big promotion, the next vacation, or the next perfect day to feel complete. What if I told you that true fulfillment can be found right now in the small actions you take, in the way you see the world, and in how you show up for yourself and others every single day? The truth is, fulfillment isn't a distant goal. It's something you can experience daily, and today I'm going to show you how. Stick with me, because when you start looking for fulfillment in the right places, you'll realize it's been there all along, waiting for you to notice. So if you're ready to stop waiting for life to happen and start living fully right now, keep watching. Gratitude is the foundation of fulfillment, and it's something we all can practice, no matter where we are in life. Far too often we find ourselves caught up in what we don't have. We focus on the things we're still working toward, whether it's a dream job, a new home, or a relationship, and forget to recognize and appreciate what we already have. The truth is, fulfillment doesn't begin with what you're striving for or what you're hoping to get next. It begins with recognizing and appreciating the blessings you already have in your life. Gratitude isn't just a nice thing to do. It's the key to unlocking contentment in every moment. Think about it. How many times do we find ourselves complaining about what's missing in our lives? How often do we wish for something more, something bigger, or something different? It's natural to have goals, to aspire to improve, and to want more out of life. But when you're constantly focused on what's next, you miss the beauty and fulfillment that exists right in front of you. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. It helps you realize that no matter where you are in life, there's always something to be thankful for. One of the best ways to start practicing gratitude is to take a step back and truly look at the things in your life that you might normally overlook. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life and forget about the little things that bring us comfort and joy. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the roof over your head, the food in your kitchen, or the people who support you? These things may seem small, but they are essential to your well-being. When you begin to recognize these everyday blessings, you start to realize just how much you already have. You don't need to wait for something grand to happen to feel fulfilled. Gratitude helps you realize that fulfillment is already within your reach. The beauty of gratitude is that it doesn't require anything extraordinary to practice. You don't need to wait for a special occasion or some grand event to show appreciation. Gratitude can be practiced in the simplest moments of everyday life. It can be as simple as enjoying a quiet cup of coffee in the morning, appreciating the smile of a stranger, or feeling thankful for the people you love. These small moments often get overlooked, but when you start to pay attention, you'll realize just how much goodness already surrounds you. Practicing gratitude also helps shift your mindset from negativity to positivity. When you focus on what's wrong or what's missing, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of frustration or dissatisfaction. But when you choose to focus on the positive, your perspective begins to change. You start to see more opportunities, more reasons to smile, and more things that bring you joy. Gratitude helps break the cycle of dissatisfaction and replaces it with a sense of peace and contentment. It's like a switch that transforms your outlook on life, turning what once felt like burdens into blessings. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is that it helps you stay grounded in the present moment. So often we're worried about the future or regretful about the past. Our minds race with thoughts about what's to come or what's already happened, but rarely do we stop to appreciate what's happening right now. Gratitude pulls you back into the present, reminding you that there's beauty in this very moment. When you can focus on the positives of today, you begin to experience life more fully. You start to notice the small details, the the laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun, the comfort of a good book. And these things begin to fill you with a deep sense of fulfillment. It's also important to note that gratitude is a practice, not a one-time event. It's something that requires consistent effort, especially when life gets challenging. When things aren't going well, or when you're facing obstacles, it can be hard to feel grateful. But these are often the moments when gratitude has the most power. In times of hardship, focusing on even the smallest things to be thankful for can help you find peace and perspective. It's in those moments of struggle that gratitude allows you to shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. It doesn't mean ignoring your challenges, but it does mean recognizing that even in the tough times, there are still things in your life worth appreciating. Gratitude also has a ripple effect. When you express gratitude, whether through words or actions, it spreads to those around you. You start to notice the people in your life more and recognize how they contribute to your happiness. Your positive energy can uplift others and create an environment of appreciation and love. When gratitude becomes a regular practice, it starts to shape your relationships, your attitude, and your overall well-being. It creates a culture of positivity and contentment that extends far beyond just you. The beauty of gratitude is that it's available to everyone, no matter where you are or what your circumstances may be. You don't need to be wealthy, famous, or successful to experience fulfillment. It's about recognizing that fulfillment comes from within, and gratitude is the key that unlocks it. The more you practice gratitude, the more you will notice how much you have to be thankful for. It's a mindset shift that has the power to transform your life and bring contentment on a daily basis. So start today. Take a moment to reflect on the things you're grateful for. Write them down, say them aloud, or just take a deep breath and appreciate them. When you begin to focus on what's already good in your life, you will find that fulfillment is not something you have to wait for. It's something you can experience right now. Gratitude is the foundation, and with it, every day becomes an opportunity for fulfillment. Fulfillment is often thought to be linked with big moments, achievements, milestones, or grand successes. We believe that fulfillment will come when we finally get that promotion, buy that dream house, or take that vacation we've been dreaming of. While those things can bring joy, they aren't the true sources of fulfillment. The real truth is that fulfillment is found in the small, everyday moments of life. These moments are often overlooked, but they hold the secret to living a truly fulfilling life. If we can learn to appreciate the small moments, we'll discover that fulfillment isn't something we have to chase. It's something we can create right now in the present. Think about it for a second. How often do you get so caught up in working towards the next big thing that you miss the little things around you? Maybe you're so focused on getting through the day that you don't stop to savor the warmth of the sun, the smell of a fresh cup of coffee, or the laughter of your friends or family. These small moments might seem insignificant, but they add up. They are the building blocks of a fulfilling life. The beauty is that they don't require anything extraordinary to enjoy. All they need is your presence and awareness. Consider the feeling of waking up to a quiet morning with the sun slowly rising, casting a golden light across the room. You might think, I need a vacation to feel fulfilled. But moments like this are an invitation to pause and appreciate where you are. What if we made it a point to be grateful for the simple things? The taste of a homemade meal, the comfort of your bed, or the feeling of completing a small task. These are the small, everyday moments that add up and fill your life with a sense of meaning and satisfaction. When you start to recognize the value in these moments, you'll realize that you don't need to wait for a big event to experience fulfillment. The key is to slow down and really be present in the moment. We live in a fast-paced world where it's easy to get distracted by the next task or the next goal on our to-do list. But fulfillment doesn't reside in constant busyness. It's found when you take a step back and engage with the world around you. When you take the time to fully enjoy your experiences, no matter how small, they become more meaningful. A walk in the park, a phone call with a friend, or even just sitting quietly with your thoughts, all these things can bring a deep sense of fulfillment if you truly immerse yourself in them. Think of the joy that comes from being fully engaged in a conversation with someone you care about. It's easy to take these interactions for granted, but when you stop and pay attention, you realize how special they are. These moments of connection are often where the most genuine fulfillment comes from. Fulfillment is not just about accomplishing tasks or reaching goals. It's about building relationships, sharing experiences, and being present with the people who matter to you. These everyday moments, the ones that don't have any grandeur to them, are what make life rich. Another example is the simple act of self-care. Many people feel fulfilled when they take care of their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. But this doesn't require a spa day or a weekend retreat. It could be as simple as taking 5 minutes in the morning to meditate, going for a run, or reading a book you love. These small acts of self-care, when done consistently, can bring more fulfillment into your life than you may realize. They allow you to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself, which in turn enhances your ability to show up fully for others and live more fully in each moment. When we focus on the small moments, we also start to experience life with more gratitude. Gratitude for what we have right now in the present. The truth is, there's always something to be grateful for. Might not always be easy to see, especially when you're facing challenges or going through a tough time, but there's always something small, something right in front of you that can bring you a sense of fulfillment. It could be the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of nature, or the simple pleasure of a quiet evening at home. It's also worth noting that the pursuit of fulfillment in the small moments doesn't mean you should ignore your larger goals or dreams. It's not about abandoning your big aspirations, but about finding balance. When you take the time to appreciate the small moments, you begin to feel more fulfilled in the present, which in turn allows you to approach your big goals with a sense of purpose and contentment. Fulfillment doesn't come from sacrificing one for the other. It's about embracing both. You can chase your dreams while also taking joy in the journey, the everyday moments and the people along the way. So often we're told to hustle and grind and focus on the big achievements. But fulfillment doesn't come from the hustle alone. It comes from being present in the here and now, in the small moments that make up our lives. When you learn to appreciate these moments, you'll realize that you've been surrounded by fulfillment all along. It's in the morning sun, in the laughter of your friends, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. When you shift your focus from what's next to what's now, you begin to find fulfillment in ways you never imagined possible. In the end, fulfillment isn't about waiting for the big moment. It's about living fully in the small moments that make up each day. Life is a collection of little experiences, and when we start to recognize and appreciate them, we realize that fulfillment was never far away. It's been here all along, quietly waiting for us to notice. And once we do, every day becomes an opportunity to find joy, peace, and meaning in the everyday moments. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for achieving fulfillment in life, yet it is often underestimated. Too often we find ourselves focused on what we don't have, what we still want, and the things we believe we need to feel complete. We think fulfillment is something that will come in the future when we get that new job, buy that new house, or travel to that exotic destination. While those things can bring moments of happiness, they aren't what give us lasting fulfillment. The truth is that fulfillment is found in recognizing and appreciating what we already have. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It is a mindset that can completely shift the way we experience our lives. When we start to see the world through the lens of gratitude, we begin to realize that fulfillment is already within our reach, and it has always been there. When you practice gratitude, you're choosing to focus on what's good in your life rather than what's missing. It's easy to get caught up in what we don't have, especially in a world that encourages comparison and constant striving for more. We see others achieving things and we think we'll only be happy when we get to that point too. But the truth is, fulfillment isn't something that can be found in the future. It's something we can choose to cultivate right now, in the present moment. Gratitude is the key to unlocking that fulfillment. It allows you to shift your focus from the things that are lacking in your life to the abundance that already exists. One of the most impactful ways to practice gratitude is to take a moment each day to reflect on the things that bring you joy, peace, or comfort. These may seem like small, everyday things, but they hold incredible value when we stop to truly appreciate them. Whether it's the warmth of your morning coffee, the comfort of your home, the laughter of a loved one, or the quiet moments of solitude, these moments are the building blocks of a fulfilled life. When you acknowledge them, even the most ordinary moments take on greater meaning. By making gratitude a daily practice, you start to notice these blessings everywhere. You stop taking them for granted and begin to appreciate how much good there is in your life. Gratitude also helps us stay grounded in the present. We live in a world where people are always looking ahead, constantly thinking about the next big thing. But fulfillment isn't found in the future, it's found in the present, in the here and now. When you focus on what you are grateful for in the moment, you become more present in your own life. You begin to savor the experiences you're having right now instead of rushing toward the next one. This practice of being present can bring an enormous sense of fulfillment. It's not about waiting for something grand to happen. It's about recognizing that there is beauty and satisfaction in the simple, everyday moments that we often overlook. Moreover, gratitude has the power to transform our mindset. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we begin to see the world differently. Instead of feeling like life is always falling short or that we're constantly behind, we begin to notice all the things that are already going right. Gratitude shifts us from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of feeling like there's never enough, we start to feel like we have more than enough. This shift in perspective doesn't just change how we feel about our lives, it changes how we approach challenges and setbacks. When you practice gratitude, you start to see obstacles not as problems, but as opportunities for growth. You begin to appreciate the lessons that come from difficulties, knowing that every experience, whether good or bad, has value. Gratitude also deepens our connections with others. When you're grateful for the people in your life, you naturally want to show them appreciation. This creates stronger relationships and a greater sense of fulfillment. Think about the people who bring joy to your life. When you take time to acknowledge them and express gratitude for their presence, you strengthen those bonds. Gratitude helps you see the best in others, which not only enhances your relationships, but also fills your life with love and support. When we express gratitude, whether through words or actions, we encourage a culture of positivity and mutual respect. The more we practice gratitude, the more it spreads, creating an environment where everyone feels valued and appreciated. Another reason gratitude is so powerful is because it builds resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going as planned. But when we practice gratitude, we begin to develop a sense of inner strength. Gratitude helps us see that even in the midst of difficulties, there are still things to be thankful for. It gives us the perspective to focus on what we can control rather than fixating on what's beyond our reach. When life gets tough, it's easy to fall into a mindset of defeat. But when you practice gratitude, you remind yourself that even small blessings are worth celebrating, and that fuels your ability to keep going. Gratitude isn't something that comes naturally to everyone, especially when we're caught in the whirlwind of daily life. But that's why it's so important to make it a habit. Gratitude can be practiced in many ways. You can keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. You can express gratitude to the people around you, letting them know how much they mean to you. Or you can simply take a moment each day to pause and reflect on what's good in your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. The more you practice gratitude, the more it becomes a natural part of your mindset and the more fulfillment you'll experience in your life. In the end, the key to fulfillment isn't about waiting for the next big thing. It's about recognizing that you already have enough to feel fulfilled. It's about acknowledging the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude is the key that unlocks this realization. When you start to practice gratitude daily, you begin to see that fulfillment is not something you have to chase. It's something you can create right now. By embracing gratitude, you'll discover that you are already surrounded by abundance, and you'll find fulfillment in the present moment exactly as it is. Fulfillment doesn't come from waiting for life to be perfect, nor is it about reaching the end goal. It's about learning to find joy and purpose in the journey itself. Life is full of ups and downs, successes and setbacks, but it's how we engage with the process of living that determines whether we feel fulfilled or not. Far too many people spend their time focusing solely on achieving something big or reaching the next milestone, thinking that only then will they be happy or content. But true fulfillment comes from embracing the journey, not just waiting for the destination. When we look at our lives as a series of steps or stages that we need to climb in order to reach the top, it's easy to feel like there's always something missing, always something we haven't accomplished yet. We're constantly working toward a future version of ourselves, a version we think will be happy or fulfilled once we get that promotion, hit that financial target, or achieve that big dream. But what often happens is that we get to those milestones and they don't bring the happiness or fulfillment we expected. That's because fulfillment isn't a destination, it's a process. It's the way we approach each day, each challenge, and each moment of life. When you start to see fulfillment as something that's found in the journey, everything shifts. It's no longer about what you haven't done or what you don't have. It's about embracing where you are right now and finding purpose and meaning in the process of living. This means learning to appreciate the struggles and obstacles as much as the achievements. It's about understanding that every step, no matter how difficult or small, brings you closer to your goals. The journey, with all its twists and turns, holds lessons and experiences that shape who you are and how you approach the world. Think about the times in your life when you face challenges. It's easy to look back on those moments and think of them as just obstacles, as things that stood in the way of your happiness. But when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you realize that those struggles were part of your growth. They taught you resilience, patience, and determination. Without those moments, you wouldn't be who you are today. Fulfillment comes when we learn to embrace the ups and downs of life as opportunities for growth and learning. It's not just about getting to the destination. It's about becoming the person you are along the way. Embracing the journey also means letting go of the need for perfection. Many of us have this image in our minds of what a perfect life looks like, whether it's a successful career, a happy family, or a flawless appearance. We think that when we finally achieve perfection, we'll feel fulfilled, but life is messy, it's unpredictable, and it's imperfect. When we learn to embrace life as it is with all of its imperfections, we open ourselves up to a deeper sense of fulfillment. We stop waiting for the perfect moment and start appreciating the present. Living in the moment without constantly thinking about what's next is a powerful way to experience fulfillment. It's about taking the time to enjoy the process, to appreciate the small things that make up our daily lives. It's about showing up fully in the moment, whether it's a conversation with a friend, a walk in the park, or a quiet evening at home. When we learn to be present, we begin to feel the richness of life as it unfolds. These are the moments that make life meaningful, not the distant goals we set for ourselves. Moreover, when you focus on the journey, you also realize that fulfillment is not a solo pursuit. It's about connection, collaboration, and community. The people you meet, the relationships you form, and the experiences you share are all part of your journey. True fulfillment comes when you open your heart to others, when you build meaningful relationships, and when you find joy in the shared experience of life. It's not just about achieving success for yourself. It's about celebrating success with others and lifting each other up along the way. The people who walk with you through life's ups and downs are a part of what makes the journey so fulfilling. Even in the mundane or routine parts of life, there's fulfillment to be found. It might not seem like much, but taking the time to make a home-cooked meal, to sit down with a book, or to take a leisurely walk can bring a deep sense of satisfaction. These seemingly small moments are the threads that weave together the fabric of our lives. They remind us that fulfillment isn't something to be postponed. It's something we can experience every day. The journey also teaches us patience. We live in a world where we're often taught to rush toward the next thing. We're taught to always be striving for more, to always be moving forward, to always be getting closer to the finish line. But fulfillment comes when we learn to slow down and enjoy the ride. Life isn't a race, it's a marathon. The journey takes time, and that's okay. The key is to be patient with yourself, to trust the process, and to appreciate each step, no matter how small. Finally, embracing the journey means that you accept the idea that fulfillment isn't something that will come once you've arrived at a certain place in life. It's not something that is waiting for you at the end of the road. Fulfillment is something you create along the way. It's found in the way you approach each day, in how you interact with the world, and in the way you choose to show up for yourself and others. When you learn to appreciate the journey, you'll realize that you've been fulfilled all along. It's not a destination you reach. It's the way you live your life every single day. And when you truly embrace that, every step you take will bring you closer to a life of fulfillment and purpose. Finding fulfillment in life isn't just about personal achievements, possessions, or milestones. It's also about the relationships and connections we nurture with others. In a world that often emphasizes individual success, it can be easy to forget how important it is to build meaningful relationships. However, the truth is that fulfillment is found in the connections we make with those around us. Our relationships, whether with family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, provide us with the emotional support, love, and joy that fill our lives. A life centered on connection is far more rewarding than one focused solely on personal gain. Think for a moment about the people who bring the most meaning to your life. It's likely that those connections are the ones that you cherish the most, not because they're perfect, but because they offer you comfort, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Human beings are wired for connection. We thrive on relationships. When we invest in these relationships, we're investing in our own well-being. The joy that comes from having someone to talk to, laugh with, or lean on during difficult times is invaluable. True fulfillment isn't found in isolation. It's found in shared experiences, mutual respect, and the bonds we create with others. These connections aren't just about receiving support, they're also about giving. When you show up for someone, when you offer your time, your energy, and your care, you create a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Helping others, whether it's through small acts of kindness or significant gestures of support, enriches our lives in ways that material success cannot. It's through these acts of love and care that we truly feel the impact of our actions. In fact, one of the greatest sources of fulfillment comes from the joy we see in the lives of others. When you give your love and attention to those around you, you contribute to their happiness, and in return, you experience the warmth of knowing that you've made a difference in someone else's life. But it's not just the people you know intimately who matter. The connections we form with others in everyday interactions also play a vital role in our sense of fulfillment. Think about the brief conversations you have with strangers, the barista who remembers your usual order, the neighbor who waves hello, or the colleague who asks about your day. These seemingly small moments of human connection matter more than we realize. They remind us that we're part of something bigger. When you acknowledge others, when you engage with them and share small moments of humanity, you're weaving a web of connection that spreads far beyond your immediate circle. These interactions may not always lead to deep relationships, but they can still bring fulfillment by reminding you that we're all in this together. As important as the connections are that we build with others, it's also crucial to nurture the relationship we have with ourselves. Too often we get caught up in trying to be everything to everyone, leaving little time for self-care or reflection. The relationship you have with yourself forms the foundation for all other relationships. If you are not at peace with yourself, it becomes difficult to fully engage with others in a meaningful way. Learning to care for yourself, to honor your needs, and to practice self-compassion is a crucial step in experiencing fulfillment. It allows you to approach others with an open heart and mind, knowing that you are grounded and whole on your own. Investing in your relationships doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes it's the small things that matter the most. Listening deeply when someone is speaking, offering support when it's needed, sharing a laugh over a cup of coffee, or simply being present during difficult times. The everyday acts of kindness, patience, and understanding often have a deeper impact than we realize. It's through these moments that trust and intimacy are built. These are the threads that hold relationships together, creating a network of emotional fulfillment that supports you throughout your life. What's more, the strength of our relationships impacts our happiness and overall well-being. Research shows that people who maintain strong relationships are healthier, more resilient, and live longer. The emotional and psychological benefits of having close connections with others are immeasurable. Relationships provide us with a sense of purpose, a feeling of belonging, and the support we need to navigate life's challenges. In the face of adversity, it's the people who are by our side that give us the strength to move forward. They are the ones who remind us that we're not alone. The feeling of being loved and supported is one of the most fulfilling experiences we can have. So many times we hear that happiness is something you must create for yourself. But the truth is, happiness is something that often comes from others. The people we connect with, the love we give and receive, the kindness we share. These are the things that truly make life fulfilling. Relationships give us the ability to grow and evolve as individuals. They challenge us, comfort us, teach us, and encourage us to be better. They provide us with the moments that remind us of life's richness and depth. In a world that often pushes us to go it alone, we need to remember that the path to fulfillment is not one we walk in isolation. It's a journey made richer and more meaningful through the people who walk beside us. When you shift your focus to investing in and nurturing your relationships, you'll begin to feel a deeper sense of fulfillment. The key is to recognize that you don't have to do it all alone. Life is about connection. Whether it's a deep, long-term bond with family or friends, or a brief encounter with someone who smiles at you on the street, these moments of connection are what make life worth living. They remind us that we are part of something greater, and that the fulfillment we seek is often found in the relationships we cultivate along the way. Take the time to invest in the people around you, and you'll find that the return on that investment is more fulfillment, happiness, and joy than you could ever imagine. One of the most powerful ways to find fulfillment is by embracing the idea that it's not just about our own achievements, but about contributing to something greater than ourselves. When we focus solely on personal success and individual gain, we often miss out on the deeper sense of fulfillment that comes from giving back to others, the community, or the world at large. True fulfillment doesn't come from only thinking about what we can get, but in considering what we can offer to those around us. Life becomes far more meaningful when we shift the focus from me to we, realizing that our contributions, no matter how small, can make a significant impact. Every day we are presented with countless opportunities to give to others, whether it's through our time, our talents, our resources, or simply our presence. This doesn't necessarily mean we have to make grand gestures or take on massive projects to make a difference. Sometimes it's the simple acts of kindness, the willingness to help someone in need, or the act of sharing what we have that makes the most impact. It's easy to think that we need to be in a position of power or wealth to contribute meaningfully to others. But the reality is that even the smallest act of kindness can create ripples of positive change that are far-reaching. When we contribute to others, we begin to see the world differently. Our perspective shifts from a mindset of scarcity, where we constantly feel like there's never enough to go around, to a mindset of abundance. Giving allows us to tap into the abundance of love, kindness, and joy that exists in the world. When you give, you don't deplete yourself, you enrich yourself. There's a unique fulfillment that comes from seeing someone else's life improved, even in a small way because of something you've done. It's not about expecting something in return. It's about the intrinsic satisfaction that comes from knowing you've made a difference. And in making that difference, you will often find that you're not only helping others, but also helping yourself. Beyond individual acts of kindness, contributing to something greater than ourselves can also mean getting involved in a cause or movement that aligns with your values. Whether it's volunteering at a local shelter, supporting a nonprofit, or simply being an advocate for social justice, there's fulfillment to be found in working toward a common good. These shared efforts connect us with others who share similar goals and beliefs, fostering a sense of community and solidarity. When we come together for a greater purpose, we create a sense of belonging that is much more fulfilling than anything we can accomplish alone. Contributing to a larger cause also helps us put our own problems into perspective. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and we might be tempted to focus only on our struggles. But when we turn our attention to others, we start to see that everyone is facing challenges of their own. By offering help or support to those in need, we begin to understand that we are part of a much larger tapestry. The fulfillment we feel from contributing to others is often amplified by the realization that our efforts are part of something bigger than ourselves. We are not alone in our struggles, and we can find meaning in our own lives by lifting others up. The act of giving also helps us to develop empathy and compassion, which are essential components of a fulfilling life. When we give without expecting anything in return, we open ourselves up to the vulnerability of others. We start to see the world through their eyes, and in doing so, we become more connected to the human experience. Empathy allows us to appreciate the struggles of others, to celebrate their victories, and to be there for them in times of need. It's through these connections that we find true fulfillment. By understanding and supporting one another, we create a world in which we can all thrive. Contributing to something greater than yourself also has the power to provide a sense of purpose. One of the most important elements of fulfillment is having a clear sense of why we're doing what we do. When you're driven by a cause or a mission that extends beyond your own personal goals, your actions take on deeper meaning. Whether it's through your work, your personal relationships, or your community involvement, contributing to a larger purpose gives your life a direction. It aligns your passions with your values and helps you to see that your efforts, no matter how small, are part of a greater vision. This sense of purpose is deeply fulfilling because it helps us feel connected to something larger than ourselves, something that transcends the day-to-day struggles and challenges we face. Furthermore, contributing to others often leads to stronger relationships. When you offer your time and energy to others, you build trust, deepen connections, and create bonds that are rooted in mutual care and respect. People are drawn to those who are willing to give and support, and these relationships often become the foundation for personal fulfillment. You build a network of individuals who share your values, who understand the importance of giving, and who will in turn support you in your own times of need. These relationships are often far more fulfilling than those based purely on mutual benefit or self-interest. Finally, contributing to something greater than yourself allows you to experience joy in the process. The act of giving, whether it's to a cause, a person, or a community, can bring immense joy and fulfillment. It provides a sense of connection, purpose, and meaning that is often missing from our lives when we focus solely on our own desires. The simple act of offering something of yourself to others creates a cycle of giving and receiving that enriches both your life and the lives of those you touch. The fulfillment that comes from giving is not just about the positive impact you have on others, it's also about the joy that you feel in knowing that you've played a part in making the world a better place. When we make giving a central part of our lives, we shift our focus away from ourselves and our own desires and instead focus on how we can contribute to the well-being of others. In doing so, we open ourselves to a greater sense of fulfillment, one that is rooted in connection, purpose, empathy, and joy. True fulfillment comes not from accumulating wealth, fame, or success, but from the contributions we make to the lives of others. So look around you. What can you give today? How can you make a difference? The fulfillment that comes from contributing to something greater than yourself is waiting for you.